Niall McGrath here for SevereMMA.com, joined across the waters in Canada by Mr. John the Bull Makdessi. John, first of all, you reached out to me yesterday after hearing Artem's interview on our show during the week on the podcast that we do here on SevereMMA.com. Artem, obviously, there's a lot of guys been calling Artem out. You seem to want to have this fight. Why Artem Lobov? First of all, how are you? Anyway, great to have you on.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. Basically, it's very simple. His name came up, a couple of guys were starting call people. I watched his fight versus Cub Swanson. He comes. Artem is a great opponent. He's a guy that's gonna stand there and he's gonna give a fans excitement. His name came up. He's actually relatively we're same size. We have good. I think stylistically we can give the fans exciting fight and. He's a very tough guy. He won 5 rounds with Cub Swanson, and I truly believe that we can give the fans excitement. You know what I mean? He comes from obviously he's riding the wave of McGregor, and we'll see. I think he'll be a good matchup for me.
Why now? And why Artem? Because a lot of guys have called him out, especially after the Cub performance. How did you perceive that performance from Artem Lobov? Because I think. In relation to shots landed, I think it was the most shots Cub ever took in WEC and UFC history combined. How did you assess Artem's performance? Were you impressed by it?
Well, listen. At the end of the day, fighting is fighting. If it's unpredictable, it all depends. I mean, you can wake up that day, and if you're not feeling sharp, if you're not feeling at your peakies, I can never judge a fight. You can never judge a fighter through one performance. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it could have been it could have been a bad night for him. It could have been his best night. Regardless of how many shots he took or how many shots he gave. At the end of the day, this is a fighting business. But at the end of the day, he did stand 5 rounds with Cub Swanson, and he's a top contender. And for me, at the end of the day, I believe that Artem is a 155er. I truly believe that he should. I'm considered a small 155er. Guys wanted me to drop to 145, but I mean, I personally believe that sometimes the weight cutting doesn't necessarily mean that it can work to your favor. You know what I mean? I'm a natural 155er. I don't cut a lot of weight. You know what I mean? I'll drop 15 pounds of water weight. I'm relatively a small guy, and I think that I fought big 155ers. I fought the toppest guys in my division. 155 is the best stacked division in my opinion, the most talented division, and I think that if you can come up to 155, we can give a fans excitement.
Would it have to be at 155? Because traditionally, a lot of guys, if they are to make a call out, they'll go down to the weight class or they'll move to the weight class of the guy they're calling out. Would it have to be at 155?
Would it have to be? I mean, obviously, 155 would be the ideal weight. You know what I mean? We can also do a catch weight. At the end of the day, whatever deal, if it has to be a catch weight, if it has to, whatever, Sean Shelby, whatever the contract says, we'll do it. You know what I mean? Whatever, it has to work both ways. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're fighters. We have to, we gotta, that's our professional job to get things, get things done, get to the weight class, and so we can go out there and give the fans excitement. You know what I mean? Right now, the most important thing is that I think that Artem is the reason why I called him out. 2 reasons. I respect him. He's a good fighter. Number 1. Number 2, his name came up. The fans want me to see him fight. They want to see me fight Artem, and that's why his name came up. You know what I mean?
Do you think, fighting Artem now, there might be, obviously with, his relation with Conor McGregor, do you think his stock is through the roof at the moment in the featherweight division? Because obviously he's coming off that main event, very good performance. A lot of people did write him off. Is his stock sort of maybe a way of putting other fighters like yourself in a good position, on a fight card or in the limelight?
I mean, it's all relative, right? It depends what you're trying to compare it to. I mean, it's right now right now the game is changing. Obviously,
Yeah.
With Conor McGregor, everything that he's been doing, obviously it changed the game. You know what I mean? So guys like me, I come from a traditional martial arts. We don't really talk. We're not talkers. We're gonna fight wherever they give us. But it's a completely different game now. It's a different breed. It's a different animal. You know what I mean? And you gotta change with the tides. So what's happening now is they want the fighters to go out there and pick the fights. They want the fighters to go out there and sell themselves. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get a fight. Artem he's the guy. where people want me to fight, I'll fight anybody at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. I just truly believe that Artem, how he reached that stage, it's because of the McGregor. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, no,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Let's be real. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's fighting. He's riding the wave of McGregor. I respect those guys from Ireland. You know what I mean? Anybody that steps in the octagon, I respect. But at the end of the day, this is a business. So if he wants to fight, sign the contract, come up, move up to the big boy weight division, 155. I cannot drop to 145. I mean, like I said, get up to the big boy division, and then we'll fight if he wants to fight me. You know what I mean? So that's it.
That's something you've obviously done. You wrote the poem. It was quite amusing. The poem you wrote
Yeah.
for Artem. Is it something you feel obviously you have to do? What was the thought behind the poem? You have to tell us about that one.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's. I found it funny because at the end of the day, he does remind me a little bit of Barney the T Rex, the short with the short arms. Honestly, at the end of the day, listen. At the end of the day, it's fucking humor. Because when I saw him fight, he's a tough. Like I said, I respect him. You know what I mean? But it's a game, right? This is the part of the game. People want to see excitement. People want to see humor. People want to see trash talking. And at the end of the day, if it gets us to fight, then it worked, right?
Yeah, yeah. Do you think maybe as well, what you're sort of saying there, he's coming off Connor's back, but do you not feel though he's maybe earned his place after the Cub Swanson performance? Because he did get, obviously a lot of people predicting Cub to win that fight early, but he did hang in there long. And
Yeah.
the MMA community did. In fairness to them, they reached out and said, "Oh, fair play to Artem for hanging in there so long and put up such a good performance against Cub."
Listen, man, I'm no critic. I'm not here to criticize no one's performance. I'm the fighter. I'm in the octagon.
No, I'm
what
just.
I, mean? I have my ups and downs, and yeah, I know what you're saying. And do you want me to give him credit? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. I want to know from a fighter's point of view. Do you guys respect him maybe more after that performance? Is what I should have said.
I respect anyone that steps into the octagon. There's never. It's not about showing. It's not about respect. It's business. This is business. It's not about respect. At the end of the day, we're gonna throw down. We're gonna go in the octagon and we're gonna take care of business. We're fighters. So it's not about respect or no respect. This is not a thing about respect. This is a thing about styles. People want to see excitement. I'm an exciting fighter. I never back down from an exciting fight. I'm the guy who's gonna take the risks. I believe that he's, like I said, his name came up. I saw his fight versus Cub Swanson, and for me, that gave me caught my attention. You know what I mean? I truly believe that would be an exciting fight.
Definitely, no, 100%.
At the end of the day, that's not up to me to decide.
Yeah,
We gotta sign the contract. Sean Shelby, Dana White, we have to sign the contract, and then we can find out. We can finalize things. If it's a potential fight, you know what I mean?
yeah, 100%.
There's other guys out there that I can fight 100%. 155. Yes, I know he's a 145 guy, but I'm 5'8". He's 5'7". I mean, we don't really have a big size. There's not a big size disadvantage. You know what I mean? I truly believe that he can be a 155er. You know what I mean?
He's fought that, in previous fights in his professional career. I agree with you. I think it's a great matchup on paper. I really do. You're a guy who likes to throw down and bang as well. So Artem likes that as well. So I think it's a really, really good fight on paper. Do you think it's, obviously with Doo Ho Choi, that was one that Artem had mentioned. Doo Ho Choi mentioned that on Wednesday, but now he's being matched up at UFC 214. Do you think it's more possible now that the fight will happen because Doo Ho Choi's been matched up?
I hope so. I don't know. We'll see. I hope so. I spoke to my management team. I spoke to my coaches, and I'm doing. I'm speaking to you now. Hopefully, we get we get the fans on board. We get the media on board, and we'll get some eyes on us, and we'll hopefully we can get a fight. Hopefully down the midsummer, maybe in June, July, before see something nearby.
Yeah,
I'm in shape. I'm training every day. I'm ready. So
yeah,
I'm good to go.
Artem said July. You're saying July here. Where would you like it? There's a big card on in Glasgow here in Europe. There's a few on in Las Vegas. Where would you?
Me at the end of the day, you know what? I want him to be as comfortable as possible because I'm going to make his life very uncomfortable inside the octagon. So if I can go to Europe, doesn't really matter. I've never been to Europe, so maybe it's an opportunity to go down to Europe, Las Vegas, neutral territory, whatever it is. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, definitely. It's a fight I think that would be one for the fans. Definitely, I think they'd like to see it on the Glasgow card. There's a few really good matchups on that card, that have been announced. So just tell me, in a fighting sense, where do you think you beat Artem Lobov? How do you envisage that fight going if it does happen?
Well, like I said, I did some. You look at my background. I come from a taekwondo karate. I come from a very traditional martial art background. I just think at the end of the day, it's not about where I can beat him. It's all about timing and accuracy and precision. You know what I mean? He's the type of guy where I truly believe that, he's gonna come forward, and we'll see who's gonna catch you first. It's a timing. It's a question of timing. It's a question of who's quicker. We'll see who's more quicker.
Definitely. Just before we let you go, I know you're back up in Montreal, up at TriStar. How's everything going with training? You said you're fit, you're ready to go. You've changed up a few things. You're back at TriStar. I believe you left for a while. Just fill us in on what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, basically what happened was, obviously sometimes things you hit plateaus. Sometimes, you need change in your life, and I was very ambitious. I had my own little vision. I tried to get my own team. I tried to do something different. Obviously, it was more complicated than I thought. And long story short, in life you make mistakes. You try different things, but you learn from them. And now I press the reset button. I changed my entourage. I'm back. I'm back to TriStar. I'm back to my home. I went back to my roots. You know what I mean? And surrounding myself with the right guys, surrounding myself with the right people. This is a very tough business. This business,
Yeah,
it's a hard knocks life. This is a hard knocks life. You learn the hard way. You know what I mean? So it's not easy to. I erased all the distractions in my life. I took away all the negativity in my life, all the bullshit, and all the drama in my life, and now I'm focused solely on becoming the best that I can be, and I want to get to a title contention.
Was that a bad period in your life?
Excuse me?
Was that a bad period in your life that you're coming out of?
What do you mean?
You said there was a lot of negativity in your life, and
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, everybody has personal. I mean, listen, we're human beings, right? We're not. People think we're just animals. We're just train, fight, but we also have another life. Fighting is not who we are. It's a part of our life, but it's not who we are. We have families, we have a personal life, we have loved ones, we have other distractions, other responsibilities. So I just had to. I had a lot of negativity around me. I had a lot of drama, and it's life. I mean, this is life. It's live and learn. And now I'm happy. I'm in a good state of mind. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to make the best out of it.
excellent, John. John, one final one for you before we let you go. Do appreciate the time. Why should this fight happen? Artem Lobov said, obviously, he'll do whatever Sean Shelby says. He'll fight whoever, whatever name is on that contract. One final word. Any words for Artem? Why should this fight happen?
Why? Because number one, I truly believe it's going to be an exciting fight. Number one. Number two, at the end of the day, I know his character, and he's a tough guy. He wants to be a tough guy, and I called him out. So at the end of the day, I want him to come out and give us. I want to be. This is a gentleman agreement. We're both going to go out there and give the fans excitement. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not a big talker. I'm not trying to be a Conor McGregor. At the end of the day, this is not about trash talking. This is not a piss contest. You know what I mean? This is, at the end of the day, is a throwdown. We're both fighters. We're both professional fighters, and his name came up. The fans want to see excitement, and this is why I think that he should agree to this fight.
Any final words for Artem?
Any final words for Artem? Sign the contract, pretty boy. Sign the contract.
There we have it. John, it's been a real pleasure to speak with you. I do appreciate the time. Listen, we hope the fight gets signed off. Obviously, Doohoo Choi was the one I think a lot of fans wanted, but he's been off the table now, so I hope this fight happens, and it'd be great to see it go down in Glasgow over here in Europe. Appreciate the time, my friend.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day.